What's up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes right here on HotMakes, HotMakes Live, all of the HotMakes things. I'm Jim from the Edge of Tech, also known as Nerdy J. This is Lindsay. This is my wife, Lindsay. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
I have no idea what's going on with the comments right. I think Gary's already drunk.
Nope, sorry. Yeah, I clicked the wrong button. We're good.
Well, welcome to HotMakes. We are here live from the studio, and we have an awesome show for you guys tonight. Don't forget, we are live here on Facebook, on Twitch. I think all the things. Again, this is my wife, Lindsay. If you've never met her, say hi in the chat. We would love to see all the highs. And we have an amazing guest tonight. But before we get to that, just a heads up, all of the HotMakes we show tonight will be in a link in the description below. And all you have to do is jump down there, find that Google link, and find episode 128. That's right. Almost 130 episodes of HotMakes we've done. Live on MySpace. Maybe. I think we are live on MySpace. Well, at least this is MySpace. Does that count? No? Bad dad joke. Okay. Don't forget, there is a PayPal link if you feel inclined to donate. Hit it up. It could be for Oreos. It could be for whatever you want, just to say hi to Lindsay. I'm good with that. HotMakes now 100% better looking. Thank you. I appreciate that. She found me on a mail order husband website, and no, that's not true.
No, God!
Thanks, Gary. I appreciate that. I think, is that it? Is that all the housekeeping we have, Gary? I think that's it. What, 812 subs, it looks like. So we're almost to the coveted 1,000 mark.
We got the survey too.
Yes, absolutely. The survey. Are you putting it in the chat again, or is it just out there?
It's in the description, and Nightbot's gonna throw it out, but I'm throwing it in the chat manually right now.
I know you're used to Gary, but I'm not.
Yeah,
It's really hard.
It's hard to hear him.
Is it hard to understand me?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. She's just not used to it.
All right.
My CPU is a neural net processor.
Right.
Okay, sorry. I was just entering a chat AI. We should talk about chat AI. We're not here to talk about chat AI, but I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Chat GDP, amazing. I said chat AI, I think. But
yeah.
anyways, yeah, we have a great show. I don't care. We're just gonna jump right into it. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to introduce her?
Well, whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, hi. So, this was kind of my idea when I started down my little new hobby road trip. This next guest was highly influential in my journey, and she's super awesome. And she was like my dream ask to bring on the show. So I'm super excited for you guys all to meet Anna, aka Little House of Lights, and see all the cool things that she makes.
Awesome. Well, let's bring her in. Anna, are you back there somewhere? Hello. There she is. Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. So before we go too far, we have a ton of stuff to talk to you about. But first, because we're in the beginning of the episode, people are just tuning in. Who are you? What do you do? And where can we find you? And then we'll do that again in the end. But just a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do.
My name is Anna Wright, and I make miniatures. I mainly work in 1/12 scale, which means that 1 foot in real life equals 1 inch in miniature. Recently, I have gotten really into 3D printing. It's become my passion. So I actually just got sent the Solvo printer, which you can see back here from the Edge of Tech. And I also print in resin. You can find me on little.house.lights on Instagram, or a Little House of Lights on Etsy, or Little House of Lights, all one word, on TikTok.
Awesome. Well, that is just kind of a testament. So everybody out there who said my video on the Solvo SV06 was clickbait, you're right. It was clickbait, but you clicked on it, and I didn't lie. I love that printer, and I did pack it up, and I did send it out, and Anna is the one that got it, and she's been killing it with her prints lately. Like the first night, she had it. She already had stuff printing, and she designed, by the way. I want to throw that out there.
Right.
So that kind of brings us into a segue. We're talking about miniatures and minis, and we kind of showed this in HotMakes before that Lindsay's remodeling her childhood dollhouse, and you do a lot of resin design already, and you do resin printing already, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, the Dad Cave. So thinking, hey, Geary.
Yeah, what's up?
All this miniature talk makes me think of Mitch.
No. Hang on.
Rude.
Sorry, I had to. If he's watching, Mitch, if you're watching, Mitch, I'm sorry, I had to. It was Mitch is a good friend of. What the? Look at this guy. Speak and he shall
All
show
right.
up.
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah,
Grab a chair.
I just appeared.
Yeah, see that? It's like Genie. I speak of
Yeah.
Mitch, and he just
Say
pops
my
in
name
my
3
door.
times. I show up without a backpack printer.
Sorry, Anna. That was a curveball. Yeah. So this is Mitch, everybody. But so you're designing, you're printing with resin. If I can get back into my train of thought here, and like you do like super tiny little stuff. Can you talk about like basically the process of that? I mean, I've seen you make tiny little Elmer's glue bottles and stuff like that.
Yes.
Can you talk about a little bit about that? Because I mean, this is all like awesome 3D printing stuff, and I'm talking like tiny little Elmer's glue. Yes.
Here's
see if we can get
one.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Phenomenal, by the way.
So
Like, I don't even need a tiny Elmer's glue, and I want it. So many things.
that's what I'm talking about. Like one of my favorite things that I've made is this miniature tape dispenser.
That's
That-
amazing.
What?
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so unnecessary, but I mean,
I love it.
You gotta have it.
Tell me, is the center there actual tape?
No, it's
Okay.
resin printed and
Okay.
clear, so it looks like tape.
So I just want to address the chat real quick. Everybody's saying, Mitch, where's your printer? Hey, it's Mitch, a backpack printer. Yes. And by the way, I did run Mitch by that joke before I made it. I just didn't make the
Yeah.
joke and throw him into left.
That was my cue.
But that's pretty awesome. Let us know in the chat if you have any questions for Anna. And also Lindsay, she's been remodeling her house, and we're going to talk about it. Take over, ask her some questions, have some fun.
So yeah, I just admire everything that you do. When I first started like deciding I was going to remodel my house, I was doing like saving, other people's ideas and stuff. And so you were like my first person I idolized as far as what you made. But I haven't gone all the way back to like the beginning of your Instagram or anything. And I was just curious, like what got you into making miniatures and how did you get started?
So I come from a family of makers and builders. My dad is an architect, a builder, a contractor. So I come from a family that is really creative. But also my mom is the one that is into dollhouses, and she grew up with an amazing dollhouse. And for Christmas one year, my dad and I decided to wire it so that it would light up. And I was, I think, 10 years old. And so we wired the dollhouse, we made a bunch of furniture, and I got hooked. And I've always loved miniature things that light up. And so I like dabbled in making miniatures here and there throughout the years. I love Harry Potter. I've made a bunch of Harry Potter miniatures in the past. But really, when I had my daughter, Kelsey, I decided I'm going to make her a dollhouse. And I made the dollhouse and I loved it so much. And I loved how it came out so much that I wanted to keep it, but it was already promised.
Yeah.
So I bought myself a dollhouse kit for me. And I started it and then I didn't finish it. And then COVID hit. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to be home for who knows how long. I should start my dollhouse kit again. So I built it and then I started making stuff for it. And then I saw a couple makers who had 3D printers and they were making amazing things with these 3D printers that you just can't make by hand. And I was like, that's it. I got to get a 3D printer. And that's how the 3D printing journey began. And I got completely obsessed. And I just love 3D printing, especially for miniatures.
Awesome. Well, you do such an awesome job with, like, I've been watching your resin stuff ever since Lindsay said, like, literally when she found you, she's like, you have to get this girl on your show. Like, you have to find her. We're going to ask her. And then she started showing me stuff, and she started making stuff as well. And I was just like, who makes a tiny little Elmer's glue, the tiny tape you just showed? So someone had a good question. Let's see. Do you 2D print the label for the glue?
Yes, that's on a printer.
Printception, 2D and 3D in one project.
Yeah.
You're awesome for being here, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dun dun dun. And we have another guest.
I
We have a guest.
Okay.
Hi.
That's my son, Cole.
Hi.
Here.
He had an awesome dinosaur birthday party.
Yes, he did.
So
Here, buddy, take this and go.
I love it. Here.
Can you please shut the door? Sorry, mom life.
No worries.
Oh no, we definitely understand. Luckily, my sister was watching our little guy at home. So
Yeah, otherwise it'd be worse than right now.
so that's how you got started. Why did you start with resin to get started? That's a question I've been wanting to ask, because you do some really cool resin stuff. But why resin to start with and not regular FDM?
I think that is the main question that miniaturists ask me is, should I get a resin printer or an FDM printer? And of course, there's benefits to both, but I really wanted the resin printer to print really tiny things.
Sure,
and you are going to get the most detail with a resin printer. So that's why I went the resin route. And now that I have an FDM printer, though, I freaking love it. And there are things you can do on the FDM printer that you really can't do as well in resin.
Sure.
And like
That goes both ways, right?
yeah, like I printed this trash can in resin.
That is awesome, by the way. But it's got a bag in it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
It just makes me so happy. And it's a trash can.
It's a trash can. But this is an example of something that would have been better off printed in FDM. And I could have printed the hinge as like a one part instead of having to hinge it with a pin and blah, blah, blah. And
No,
it
that
would have
makes sense.
been more sturdy. Like you can tell the top of this is a little warped.
Yeah.
Because resin does that.
'Cause
And also if you drop this, it's gonna break. I could throw
That
this
is true.
across the room if it was.
I was dying. Your first,
filament.
you got to print off of your Soval there, and you're like, look how sturdy it is. You're just like, smashing it on the floor, and I thought that was phenomenal. I might have to pull that up, or maybe Geary can pull it up because
I think
it's on her
stories.
Instagram stories. Yeah.
But it's in her.
It's just so satisfying because resin, it's like you drop it and that's it.
So we had this plan. We reached out and said, hey, do you want this printer? I said, I need to finish making videos on it and then I can send it to you. So I make this video that's clickbait, we'll call it what it is. I mean, that is what people called it,
Is that
right?
the one
But
about the desk?
no, it's the one. Yeah, geez, not the desk videos. I bring them here and he's talking about desks. No, anyways, it's the video. I basically said I have to give my printer away. And it's true. That printer's a really nice printer. The best printer you can start with right now, in my head, by far, in my opinion. And so I packed it up and I sent it over. And we talked for about half an hour while you were setting it up. And then next thing I know, we did some pictures and stuff that day. And all of a sudden you're throwing stories out there. I'm printing on it already. I'm like, what the? So I'm glad that you're going to use it. And I can't wait to see what comes. It looks like Geary has or is working on getting that pulled up for us. So do you have any shoot your questions? Jump in there.
I should have made a list.
The last time I saw her act like this was when she met the Highlander for the first time.
Stop.
No. But what do you got to show? Let's show some stuff.
No, I don't have anything I printed.
Well, you have
I brought the things I've been making on wood.
she's brought some stuff to show too. So what's next? Like you're doing so much crazy stuff. Do you have a store on Etsy too that you sell?
Yeah, I have a store on Etsy, a Little House of Lights. I've actually been like totally swamped trying to get these advent calendars out for Christmas. This is a FDM print. The body is FDM, but the little people and the animals are resin, and it lights up. And then all the little drawers come out. Oh, there they go.
Oh no, jeez. Oh no. That is
Luckily,
At least Jesus didn't fall out. We're okay.
no, luckily they fell on my computer, not the floor.
Oh, gosh.
How often do you lose stuff when you print it? Because it's so hard
All the time. Like pretty much I'm to a point where my craft room is so messy that if I drop something small, like I don't even bother to look for it anymore because it has been eaten into the abyss.
You go treasure
Right.
hunting.
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
another one of my. This is
Yeah,
the
I'll link in
Elegoo
your
resin
store.
printer.
That's cool.
It's a tiny little
So that's a little Elgu printer there, huh?
We need to make that
Yeah.
an actual printer.
So and again, if you guys have questions, shoot them in the chat. We'll definitely we will definitely get the questions out there. And let's see here. So here's a question for you. I saw some stuff. What is that? A school for ants? I love that. Anyways, I saw some stuff on your chat that you've done some stuff for like Microsoft, right? For I think the Xbox
Yes, I did stuff
and
for X.
Samsung, right?
Mhm.
Can you talk about it, or is that allowed?
Yeah. My two most recent jobs were for Samsung and Xbox. Samsung was building a container living room box, which is basically shrinking down a little apartment that they live in mostly Asia. It's called compartment living because it's basically a tiny little studio apartment
Sure.
with two living spaces. And I shrunk down their appliances, Samsung's appliances, to 1/12 scale, so really small.
Sure.
And we each got assigned a theme of decorative style. Mine was neon maximalist. And so I decorated the whole room in a neon maximalist style, which is very bright and fun, a lot of LED lights. My room was a gamer's room,
Nice.
tech gamer. And then 5 miniaturists were hired for the project. And then they stacked the boxes up to make a high-rise building. And they used it in an ad campaign. And it was really fun.
That's
And
super
then
cool.
my Xbox project was for this new game that Xbox released in September called Grounded, where it's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where you're shrunk down into a little teeny character and you have to make it through the backyard back to safety, and you build little houses and you fight bugs. And I made a small light up, I would call it like a little night light, but of the scene of the game.
Nice.
With all the little characters and stuff, and everything in there, pretty much everything in there was resin printed.
That's awesome. Here's a closer picture.
That's so cool.
And if I do this, I might even be able to. There we go. Now we can zoom in on this a little better for everybody. So you did all this. You put this all together, and then they stacked them together and showed it as rooms. Is what you're saying?
Right. So everyone made a box like this, and everyone's box had a different style. And then they stacked up all the boxes on top of each other to make a high-rise building.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
And the TV spins.
The TV
Yeah.
spins.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's a Samsung.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
It's a Samsung Sero. It spins around, and there's a little robot vacuum.
In the
That's
tank.
cute.
There's an axolotl in the tank.
Yep. It's so
Yes.
I'm printing one right now on the printer back there.
This apartment for rent?
Yes. So, let's see, Gary, did you find that video yet? Well, or chat us or when you're ready.
I can't figure out which one it is.
I think it's from
I'm
like
trying to watch it
last
without audio.
Saturday. I think it's
Yeah,
I
but it
think
also
Saturday.
doesn't say. It just says a week ago. It doesn't say what day it was posted.
Oh yeah, it's one of the first ones. Like she literally smashes everything.
I don't know if you can go back that far, though. Can you?
I
On
thought you
stories?
put it on the
I have
whatever it's
no
called on the
idea.
main thing. Go back
So
on your main
if you highlighted it, in the Silval highlight?
Oh,
If not,
Oh
then
yeah, I
no.
did. I think
Okay.
I did highlight it in the Silval.
all right, let's go see. Oh, it's not this one.
Keep going.
We're looking real quick. So there was a quick question too while we're looking for this. I believe it was David Wilson said, "How do you design or how do you design the miniatures?"
I designed the miniatures mostly using Tinkercad, Blender, and Mesh Mixer. I need to learn Fusion 360 though. So I mostly use Tinkercad though.
Yeah, Tinkercad's really useful.
I designed this in Tinkercad. This is a little Dyson vacuum.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cool.
that is awesome, by the way. Yes, that literally. I'll do this. Hang on. There you go. So you designed that and you just use Tinkercad?
Yeah, and this is the old version. So I had an old version of a Dyson and the new version.
Man, that is so good. David Wilson says impressive for Tinkercad. Absolutely.
Yeah.
$100 a square millimeter for renting out for Mitch. Someone says it's a Mitch size apartment. Oh, here we go. So you got this and you picked it up and you were just like, oh, it's so strong. I think you were talking about needing the different supports there in this video. And then I think in a second here, you just like throw it at the floor.
Yeah.
You're just like, wham! I love that. So the reason why I was bringing that up, because were you surprised of the difference between like how tough something would be in resin or an FDM?
Extremely. I was extremely impressed with how tough it was.
Well, that's awesome. Let's see. What else? What do you have?
Like my stuff.
Well, yeah.
I didn't 3D print anything yet, though.
That's okay.
It's not only 3D printing.
Yeah.
Here, I have these little tiny things. Like, this is a little Dremel.
What?
Oh my God, that's so
That
cool.
is amazing. It even says Dremel on it.
Yeah, and this is a little
A Makita. Oh, come on.
Ryobi drill.
I said Makita Ryobi. I have one sitting
Yeah.
right there. That is super awesome.
And a little cord on it too, even.
Yeah, and then
It's hard to see. It's hard to see the scale like without.
here's my toilet.
Oh,
That's phenomenal.
so good.
That's so good.
And again, this is something I want to try printing in FDM because I want to print the integrated hinge. So there's like so many things that I printed in resin that I now want to print in FDM.
And even the non-printed things that you've made, like the little trains and stuff, are, I mean, there's printed elements of it, but there's other maker elements as well with electronics inside and
Yeah.
all that.
Well,
Yeah.
and you do the lighting too, which is super cool. I mean, I'll dig around here real quick, and while I'm doing that, do you want to show them something like so? Lindsay's been playing, and she's been doing some awesome stuff at her dollhouse as well. So while she's grabbing something, if you're getting started, like say Lindsay's getting started in what she's doing, what would your advice be for someone who's getting started in designing, modeling, in the miniature community, for anyone out there watching?
So I think that you should definitely start with Tinkercad. It's really easy to learn. They have tutorials on their page. Like they're teaching kids Tinkercad in school now, and 3D printing is the future. I think everyone should learn it. I think there will be a 3D printer in everyone's home one day, just like we all have a microwave now. It
is getting so close.
Yeah. So I would definitely start with Tinkercad and go from there. There's also a lot of good YouTubers who do tutorials on 3D printing and designing, but just start simple. Like once you can make a box, it's really just combining shapes to make a bigger shape of combined shapes.
Nice. A bigger shape of shapes.
Mhm.
Yes, shapes.
Real quick, for my first resin printer, I want to get an Anycubic Photon D2, but the build plate is small. Can I make big things with a small plate, or anything you would let a newbie know when you're getting started with, I'm assuming, resin printing?
Well, I think that the Anycubic plate is what, like 6 inches by 4 inches, which is the same as a Mars 2 Pro, which is what I have. So you can build taller, obviously, but the base of your item is going to have to be contained on the plate, unless you want to print it in 2 pieces and glue it. But I don't personally feel like that looks really good. If you want to build or print bigger things, I'd go with the filament printer because it can handle a much bigger surface area. And for bigger prints, you want them to be stronger. And that's what filament does.
Got it. So you can put it together. You can print it in many pieces and piece it together.
Or just get a bigger resin printer. You could get a Saturn.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I have a Jupiter. I ordered the Jupiter, and it's sitting. I've never used it yet. I got it in August finally. It took a year from the Kickstarter, but
And it'll take you another year to open it.
It's open.
And how much money in resin to fill it?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, you're looking
4
at 2 liters. I think it's 2 or 2.5 liters to fill the vat. And that's just to fill the vat. And then it holds another one in the back to feed.
And then washing it too. You gotta
Yeah,
wash
I
big
know,
parts.
right?
It's like
Can you imagine
so much
washing
isopropyl.
something that big? Oh, man. So what do you got?
So I have not started with as much 3D printing. I've started more with they call craft sticks. So I've been building furniture with wood craft sticks. So this is one of my little coffee tables I made, and I'm really bad at camera stuff here.
You got to block faces.
Okay. There
you
we
go.
go. Little coffee table there, and that's
Nice.
just coffee stir sticks on the top here.
It's really cool.
That is. So those are just stir sticks, and you cut them down, and
Mhm. You bought me that really cool thinger dropper.
yeah, that really is a really cool thingamajigger.
It's a miter snips.
They
thing.
make
Yeah.
something called a miter snipper, a miter
Mhm.
cutter, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Just flush
it
cutter.
literally looks like a scissors, but it's a miter. It like has all the angles of. Oh, she has one. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Very similar to
I have
that.
not used this saw.
And then
since
you
I
can
got
do
that
different
thing.
angles on it,
That's
and
real sharp.
yeah, and it just cuts right through whatever. That's genius. When we
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, we need this, because she bought a tiny little miter box and a tiny little saw, and she was like,
And it was still coming out like not square,
Yeah.
and it was driving me nuts.
Yeah, you need the clippers or a saw, a mini saw, which I also have.
Harbor Freight has a little miter power.
yeah, those it's miter shears. I think that's what they're
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
Shears, yeah.
It's so good.
And then
What else you got?
This is my.
Here, I'll do
It's
this.
still, you know what cracks me up when Anna and I were chatting the other day. She was talking about pushing a drawer from the back, and I could literally do that because I
Oh.
never finished.
You gotta bring it closer.
Here we go.
There you
So
go.
this is my little bathroom cabinet. No things are gonna fall out.
Put it up close
I'm
if you can.
trying.
There you go.
I marbled the top and
Sweet.
built all the things, and the drawers open, and yeah.
So you buy the sink and
Yeah, the
the
sink I
towels.
purchased. The towels actually cut out of some of Tristan's old work cloth things, and I made the little toilet papers in here.
Let's see that.
Yeah.
Like pull that out once, and so she literally cut and rolled little pieces of toilet paper to put in
Oh, that
there.
looks great.
Let's see if you
Bad
get
at this. I
put
don't
it
have
away.
enough hands.
Let me see. Oh, let me see. There you go. Look at
So we
that.
got a toilet paper.
They're
a
literally
bathroom
little
sink.
baby toilet paper rolls.
And that's a 3D printed basket that I purchased
Yeah.
from Bush Baby. I can't make them either. But yeah. And
Only
my
somebody
drawers
had
come
3D
out.
printers.
Brian said that's a sinking feeling.
Uh,
Huh? Huh? Brian, did you see Mitch is here too?
Hey, Brian.
I love how it's funny because the camera is focusing on your face. 'Cause
Oh, I
you're in the
know.
center.
I know.
It's fine.
Wow.
So,
Hair out block on my face.
where would we be without Brian Vine?
Oh,
So
I know.
Brian, just so you know, he's our resident dad joke guy, like punster extraordinaire. So,
Expert.
so is there anything you wish you could design and you haven't yet, or vice versa? Is there anything you wish that you like? I should have never designed this.
It's really difficult for me to design anything with organic shapes, like a human, an animal, a tree, because you just can't really do that in Tinkercad, and I'm not well versed enough in the other programs to be able to do that. So those are things that I want to learn how to do.
Nice.
But everything else that I design is like really just easy shapes. Like I'm really proud of this wolf range I made.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And it lights up in here.
Of course it does.
Oh, of course.
Of course it lights up. But wait, you just ripped the front door off. I know it lights up. No.
Well, the door is magnetic, so
Is that
it
magnet?
hooks
Genius.
on. But like as you can tell, it's just shapes. It's just a box.
so
These
good.
come off.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool how you can take stuff and to see it in real life too is like something different than seeing it on camera. All the stuff Lindsay's
So it's
making.
the little
Oh,
things
yeah.
from Anna. You have to do it because I'm
Some
bad
little
at
things
it.
from Anna. Let's see
The little
what is this.
mascara and the
So this
little
is
lipstick.
a mascara.
Mhm.
Oh my god. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show this.
That's really small.
Let's see. You got
gotta
we
open
got to
it.
get everybody's faces out. See this? Apparently this is a
It
little mess.
opens.
Oh, it opens?
Yes, I showed
Oh my
you.
gosh.
You have to
Hang
twist it
on.
open?
No, just pull.
Oh
my
my,
God.
gosh.
Oh.
I don't even know if I can show this. It's too can we I don't even know how to show this because it's so
Try to
small.
apply it.
Look how tiny. I mean, that's a tiny
One
mess.
eyelash at a
Hang
time.
on. Let me just Oh god. No. All right, you gotta put it back in there. I'm gonna mess that up and fix my glasses. here.
Just don't drop it.
yeah, just don't drop it. That is crazy, by the way. What else is in there? Did you have? Oh, a little lips. Is that open? Is there lipstick in it? You might want to try this one. Did you see what I just did to your mascara?
I know, but I can't hold it behind.
Oh yeah. Here, just put it up, like right up into the camera up here,
Awkward.
and then we'll look at your
Yeah.
face. Look at our faces. They're so cute. This is the craziest thing of. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
actually need a macro camera.
Yeah, we do. It's so small.
They're so small.
Yeah, thank you, Gary, for that. I appreciate the
Like,
background
this
circus.
Pencil is one of the smallest things
She's a
I've
genius.
Yeah,
She uses a
printed.
tweezer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Top drawer.
She's done this before.
That is
Yeah.
that's like the pencil, just a little pen. Oh my
That's what
Little
I was asking
pencil.
about. How do you product photography? I mean, how do you do your product photography? You set it
just
up-
on an iPhone.
Oh, really? With just
Tiny
macro
camera.
or camera?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Today on MicroMakes.
Yeah,
There you go. Oh, sorry
MicroMakes.
about that, Gary. So it's funny funny that you say that. I got the Pixel 7 Pro now, and if you get it close to something like that, it automatically goes into macro mode. And I was
I
like,
hate it.
"What?" I thought it was amazing because you don't know how much I shake. So I'm like, "What is going on?" And everything's like, woo, but I'm like, "Oh, it's so close. It looks so nice." Yeah, today on MicroMakes. So, you have any questions, Mitch? Jump in. I know you asked about
I'm
the
just
camera.
fascinated by all of
Yeah.
this.
So-
I think this
So I
is
have
the
another
coolest thing.
question, more
Yeah.
for my own personal gain. Because why not?
Yeah.
I ordered one of your like cameras that's totally unfinished, and I'm supposed to paint it. And you paint things that are so
Oh my
tiny.
god.
And I'm a very detailed person, but I'm like, I don't even
Uh-oh.
know like how to even paint that tiny. Like, what are your tips for
Woo, woo.
finishing things
Oh.
that you print and then paint them?
So for the camera,
Yes.
mine,
yes.
I just spray painted it black.
Okay.
And then when you're painting things that are super small, my best advice is to hold your breath, don't blink, and then go. And
Yeah.
don't blink and don't breathe while you're painting it. When you need to take a breath, like set it aside and then
Do
start
you
again.
use like a single like bristle paintbrush or like
A
For really
single bristle. Yeah, she pulls one of the little
like, I only need
fibers.
one of these.
Yeah, tiny
No.
map.
She gets that
Seriously.
mascara out, and she.
I use a nail artist brush, like for what they
Oh,
nail
okay.
artists use to paint. And then, but I have painted things with a single one of my own hairs. Like I pulled out a piece of my hair and dipped it in the paint and was painting with it.
That is
Oh my
phenomenal,
God.
by the
It'd
way.
be more fun if you looked at a
Oh.
dash. You're like, oh, my hair's all these different colors.
Yeah. Fix Them Dude, was that a number 2 pencil? Yeah, that was a 0.2
0.2.
pencil. Actually, is it 0.2 millimeter pencil? It's like being a marksman. Yes, breathe and then hold your breath. For me, it would be like this.
You could never.
I feel like you need
ever
one of those Da
do
Vinci
it.
robot surgery robots.
Yes, I need one of
that
those.
You need to like.
There
No,
you
it's
go.
seriously like meditating. You have to like freeze your whole body. Don't
Yeah.
breathe, don't blink, and then just do as much as you can in that one breath. And
The
then
cold busts through the door, and you're like, no.
Right.
I'm like,
So
don't touch
just
me.
to kind of give you a heads up, I'm gonna jump. What is happening
I
with
know.
my life right now?
You're real.
That's okay. I'm gonna pop your Instagram up because you have some really fun pictures, and then I want to show some people that we're talking about your painting, and it is seriously, it's amazing. And also, Stephen Poole says you need a 1 or 2 millimeter nozzle, 100%. I think we were talking about a 0.2 nozzle, right? And I think you can easily get that for your Soval. We should probably just hit him up and say like send her some stuff
Right.
because like seriously, you're already killing it with the FDM stuff, and you're proof that I didn't lie about my videos. So I'm happy about it. Like I still every single day I'm getting comments that I it was a little clickbaity, but I'm over it. So here's some idea of painting. Right, this one right here kind of shows. It's kind of little how you're kind of positioning things. And
I love that there's a cow and a bunny rabbit in your
Aw.
yeah. There's a cow and a bunny rabbit in her nativity. Yes,
I
yes,
think
there
that's
is.
a bunny rabbit.
It's supposed to be
Well,
a donkey.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
so,
Donkey.
oh yeah, donkey.
Oh, okay.
I
That
I
makes
like
more
that
sense.
the people are like simple shapes.
Yeah,
You make them look like little.
Well, a lot of nativities are like that, though, too.
Okay, yeah, not that size.
we
looks
could
really
make
good.
this happen, Ed.
As
So
long as I can fix it.
something to note is that you FDM printed the outside of this, right? And then
Yeah.
you resin printed the drawers and the people.
Right.
Um,
Just the numbers on
And
the
I think if I remember right, there you go. In the back of this, you actually made a channel for the lighting to run, which I'm trying to remember which video that was in. Oh, look,
Oh,
she does make a miniature of
No,
herself.
she didn't.
No, I didn't make that one.
Oh, that was
Mini
someone else.
Misha made that. Yeah.
Mini Misha,
wow, that's
shout
really-
out.
That's really
But her best friend got it for her, and they're besties, and it's the cutest.
I love it. Can we get Eddie Murphy on this show? Maybe. So you got little
Donkey.
crispy donkey.
I know. Not only did she have to like print those trees, then she decided to light
There you go.
them. Like
yeah, lighting them,
amazing.
and you have to hide the wires too.
Yeah.
Oh man, so do you use miniature LEDs like the little? Those
Yeah.
Little, like,
So
1 millimeter
I
ones?
have. This is the battery. It is teeny, and then the lights are literally like hairs. These are
Whoa.
Oh my god, they're smaller than I thought they were.
these are
Oh my gosh.
the lights,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is tiny.
and then they fit. I designed it so that
There you
this
go.
Oh, it fits in the model. That's cool.
Yeah, the battery fits in.
it snaps in right there, and then these wind around.
The switch
And
This is
The
smart
switch is
modeling.
so big. Yeah, the switch
Yeah.
is so big compared to like the rest of the circuit.
yeah, the switch goes in there, and then I just wire it up.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But this is something I couldn't do really in resin because it wouldn't work as well.
Well, and it's cool that you did that so fast. I mean, you had that within what, a day or two of getting your FDM printer. And here's I think this is a picture
Oh, I
of
thought that was a real size.
She
full
made
scale.
that.
let me pop this
Whatever
open.
it's
I
called.
thought
A
that
baby
was full
carrier?
scale. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a picture of
Oh my
like a
God.
room in a house, and the little trees light up. And if you notice,
So
that's
good.
it. That's a snow globe, right? That Lindsay sent you.
Yeah, Lindsay sent me the snow globe.
So Lindsay's been making these little, obviously baby snow globes like this out of UV curable resin. Can you talk about that? Like, how do you do it?
I just found a mold that was small enough and messed around with it. First, I tried putting all the
Oops.
glitter like in there, like a snow globe would be, and it just blocked it too much, and I like glitter, so I was probably putting too much glitter in. But then I decided to use the glitter as the backdrop. But, yeah, it's a fun
Like
little thing.
mica powder, but that would probably dissolve too much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mica powder.
Well, and what's cool is that she has these little tiny ball molds, and you do it in layers, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
okay.
the glitter layer, and I lay it on its side, and I cure that, and then I put the little object in, and then I put the clear on, and
That's
It's,
really
it's
cool.
very cool.
Anna made
Dan,
that light.
what's up, Dan? What's up?
Anna made that light.
Anna made that light.
Mhm.
Oh, no one's looking at because
I
I'm
know,
not
I'm
sharing
showing
that. Hang
you.
on, there we go. So if you walk through, so this is your kitchen at your house, right? No.
Merry Christmas cards.
Oh my
What
God,
the
that's
heck?
So cool.
I sent you
And they're
one.
magnetic too.
That is super cool.
That's so.
I
cool.
love looking like you kind of just want to live there.
I know.
You know?
That's what I said.
That's-
I'm asking how much for rent.
Yeah,
$100 a millimeter.
I like Lindsay's house the same thing. It's gonna be
Mhm.
way nicer than our house is when she's done with it.
One of my favorite things to do is just sit and stare at it.
So I
Makes me
guess
happy.
yeah. So I guess that's a good question. Are you ever done? Is that something that is a thing? Are you ever done with a house? Like, say you get it. Is there ever a point where you're like, I think I'm done now?
Probably not.
No.
Probably
He's
not.
like, no.
It's always something to do or change or add or make,
Yeah. So those are the
Kind
little
of just like your
trees.
real house.
right?
Oh, here you go. This is the TV, right?
Yeah, that's for Samsung.
That's cool.
That's you're working with resin. Isn't it so nice not to have put gloves on and do
Yeah.
all the things? You take it off the printer and it's almost ready.
Yes.
Yeah, and the warping is a big issue with the way you orient it and everything. I've always struggled with that.
Yeah. Ed is really, I gotta pause this. Ed is really stuck on how do you see straight when you're like looking at stuff so little all the time. It's like,
Yeah, like
you know.
jeweler's glasses.
oh man. So then there you go. So this is the TV you made and it spins around. And this is the house you put in. We showed this a little bit ago, right?
Little Roomba
Mhm.
vacuum.
A little
Wow.
Roomba vacuum. What the heck? Did you design that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the hex lights too. I just
Yes.
noticed that those animate too.
Oh yeah.
There
There you go. Up here.
The hex lights.
Yeah.
actually animate.
Did you do that too?
Yeah, I designed those.
What the heck?
That's so cool.
I want my studio to look like that. Like, so good. Any other questions? I know we're going to jump into some hot makes. Hot makes, we get to check out some cool stuff that the community is doing too, and we do that every show. Any questions you have? Oh, look at that!
I know.
A little baby car seat.
Like, where do you come up with the ideas to make stuff? Like, just comes into your head, like, oh, I'm gonna try this. Like,
I
you
lie
have like
awake
a
at
list
night.
like you're working off of, or
I literally lie awake at night thinking of like, what do I want to make next? And then
Oh,
putting
no.
it in the notes in my phone. And the list now is like hundreds of items long. And then I think of something else and I probably will never get to them all.
I can relate.
That's great.
I get really excited about random things that come to me in the middle of the night.
I cannot. I can't.
I would never be able to see the
Oh, it
actual
didn't work.
the walking around the street and like, oh, I can make that in miniature. I can
Yeah,
make that in miniature.
yeah.
It starts to happen
It
though.
does.
You're like, how can I make that tiny?
Is this a little glue stick?
Yeah, it's an Elmer's glue stick.
That's like 2 millimeters. That's
Just like
crazy.
you can put that on your baby printer on the build
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like I have fumble fingers. It's definitely, if you watched any of my streams, anyone out there knows this. So what's interesting is that we have an N scale train table, a full diorama train table thing, and they're like tiny. The engines are like this big, right? And I have a problem with those, getting them on the tracks and stuff. I cannot imagine trying to deal with. Lindsay's laughing because anytime I do a project, if there's screws, they're on the ground. Like there's something on the ground. I can only imagine how much you drop, like of the little mascaras and Elmer's glues and like.
I said I'm going treasure hunting on her floor.
I was just gonna say you could vacuum up your floor and then like reuse everything.
Yes. Well, I have played violin since I was 4. So I feel like maybe I have nimble fingers from
Well,
that.
Oh,
that's my excuse.
There
We
you
play
go.
violin.
Yes.
Oh, you do?
There you go. Yeah,
Fingering,
Lindsay.
fingering.
That actually was the first thing I did in resin. Was I wanted to do the joke of the world's smallest violin. So I printed one. I think it was 12 millimeters long, and I found a model on Thingiverse, and I printed it, and then promptly lost it. But there was somebody at the makerspace that had a full-size violin that he made on the CNC router, and so I have a picture of the smallest violin in the F hole of the made big violin.
So don't let him
Yeah.
fool you. Mitch here was also on Team Sub-Zero for BattleBots.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
we
I think I
actually
can
we
say
made
that, right?
we made
Yeah.
a miniature BattleBot too.
Oh,
I
nice.
resin printed one that was like a 10 scale or something.
Yeah. And he also has a literally a backpack printer. He puts it on his back and he walks around and it 3D prints on his back.
Brought it to
It's,
Murph and
it's
Murph.
phenomenal. I gotta ask. Let's see. I saw some funny games here. Ask her about her Vegas mini show. We need to know about this. Let's.
Okay, so
Promote that.
there
Let's
is a
promote.
miniature show in Vegas the weekend of February 24th, 2023, at the Gold, I think it's called Gold Coast Hotel. And there's tons of different vendors that are going. It's mostly modern miniatures, but it's all scales. Barbie 112, Barbie's bigger. I'll be there and I will have a table and I'll be selling. It's my first show that I'm going to be a vendor at, so I'm super excited. And it's in Vegas, so let's party.
Let's go to Vegas.
I'm in.
That's
Let's
a-
go.
I would
I'm
love to
in.
go to that show.
I've never been, so
Oh,
let's do it.
let's do it. I'm in. It's a miniature show. Does
I'll
that mean
go.
it's pretty fast if it's a miniature show?
No, the hall is actually a miniature,
No.
and you have to duck it to get into.
Yeah, I'm screwed. I'm gonna be a giant. Like, all right. Well, I tell you what, we got about 10 minutes left. Let's jump into some hot makes and see what some people are doing around in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, here's some hot makes. All right. Well, first we got, I did. My sister was on. Hopefully, a little guy's doing okay with you if you're watching still. First we got Matt, and he's doing some lithophanes. We need some miniature lithophanes. Someone mentioned that in the chat earlier.
Ooh, that's a good idea. 'cause
That
then
would
we have
be-
the lighting.
Can you imagine trying to print a lithophane that small though? I don't know if it's possible.
You get a small enough.
With,
We'll-
the,
we'll
with
have
a
to
resin
try it.
printer, you could do it.
Oh yeah.
You get the 8K, one of those frozen 8Ks. Yeah.
That'd be cool. So I don't know if you've seen a lithophane yet, Anna, but literally you can take pictures, you make it a positive picture, and then when you print it, mostly in white, but people do different colors, you print it, the thicker part, you put a light behind it, thicker parts and thinner parts show through different. In this case, this is a globe, right?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, nice. I thought you said no. See that? I'm explaining and you said yes. Lithophanes are fun. Awesome. They're so cool. This is really good, Matt. Matt is like a lithophane guy. So he does some awesome stuff. This is a 400 millimeter tall and the lithophane is 200 millimeters. So
Those
awesome.
moon lithophanes are really cool.
yeah, for sure.
They're difficult to print without supports.
Ooh, now I need to try it. All right, next we got Local Maker Michigan. I do enjoy the painting process, and it looks awesome as long as you're squinting through dark sunglasses at 15 feet away. Good thing I printed 3 more for practice. I gotta tell you, rat fink. I gotta tell you, this is way better than I will do at 100 feet. So you've seen my painting on the channel, and I usually use my fingers.
And that's full scale too. Imagine painting that miniature.
Nice. So nice work. What do you think? Can we make this miniature, Anna?
For sure.
She's like, yes, we can. Nice work. What else do we got? Oh, Ellie. Ellie is killing it. So there's a maker in our community. Her name is Ellie. She has a cheap developed Cocoa Press. It's a chocolate printer. And in this case, she was challenged in the community to print a flexible, and she printed an articulating chocolate shark.
That is dope.
Oh, so cool.
I
And then she ate it.
and then she ate it. Yeah, yeah.
What else did you do?
Well, she
Oh,
wanted to
no.
name it first. I remember it was so good. So that is probably the
Oh, my
world's
God.
first articulating chocolate print. Nice work, Allie. Or
That's
Ellie. And I think she did. I think she said she wanted to name it, and I don't remember if she got a name, but we'll have
I
to
think-
find out. But that is just, it's so cool. All right. I told her, asked her at Earth when we saw her in October if I could lay under it and just like pour the chocolate in my mouth. She said no. This is Shannon Lee Maker. Finished a custom commission of handmade Damascus steel pendant with what is this? Alges? Sure.
I'll just sure.
Yeah. So there you
That's
go.
Damascus. That's really cool.
It's a Damascus steel pendant. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Do you ever do any metal stuff, Anna?
I haven't yet, but I want to.
This is cool.
I think it's so cool seeing all these women makers,
Yes.
especially printers, since I feel like printing is such a male dominated world.
Absolutely. There you go. Now we can kind of see it up. Oh, it's so good. I love Damascus anyway. Nice work, Shannon Lee Maker. What else? Liz, we got you next.
Hey, Liz.
Say it again.
Hi, Liz.
Yeah. She said hi earlier too.
Yeah.
She's with us. So many roses for gifts. This is
Those are
Polly
so cool.
Milker Silk Green, and these are vases in Christmas Gold and Polyterra Lava, and a whole bunch of other colors. But anyways, roses are from printables.com. I love these. We've seen them a few times lately, and every time they're so good.
Are those printed upside down, right? Flat side down? I
That
thought-
looks like it would.
Yeah, it
be.
looks
Yeah,
like that's
like
how they
down
are.
here.
No, this way.
Oh,
Yeah, they're. I print them on the base like that. That's cool.
that's a good question. Liz, let us know. I think you're probably right. It probably
It looks.
sits this side down and then prints up.
That's a smart way to do it.
Nice. I love that. There you go. Another mini flower vase and roses idea. She says she have about 45 of those now. Nice.
Probably all I'm going to use my V0 for now.
Right. Stephen Poole, built with a Polymaker 3D filament steel gray. It's charcoal black and silk bronze. This is a Toy Maker 3D, 150 plus parts. I believe it's 2 weeks. Where did he say 2 weeks in printing? And there's a banana. Wait a minute. An official HotMakes banana for scale. There it is. That's the official HotMakes banana. We're going to have to make a small banana for Anna.
I was just
Tell
going to
'em-
say, I need a banana.
Llama, I know Llama's with us. I saw him chatting already. I'm pretty sure I saw him chatting. We need like a millimeter size banana for scale for Anna in the miniature community.
Would that be 12?
Or it'll be 12 scale.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what is that? 1 inch for every 12, right?
Yes. And then I can put it on my miniature Soval when I print and design my miniature Soval.
That would be great.
Nice. I love this. But this Toy Maker makes some really cool designs, and I absolutely love.
Like a Godzilla.
Yeah, I love all the pieces that go into this, and
That's a lot.
put together by 3D Gloop, by the way,
That's similar to the Godzilla that they had at
at
Earth.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
That was
Same
really
same
cool.
maker too. Nice work there. Local Maker Michigan. Once again, I think I'm gonna go end up printing a bunch of these. I just wanted to bring this one. I know we showed something from him already, but we need to start making some cars for Tristan. I think that would be so
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, I
A
guess we
little,
have enough of those.
yeah.
Hey, you got printers.
Another idea for a banana meter. Yes, there you go. King Kong, not Godzilla. Yes, thank you. Oh, a nanometer for scale. There you
That's
go.
all this, though.
Yeah.
I bet
I didn't catch it.
if he is watching, if Llama's watching, we'll have a miniature banana for scale by the end of the episode. I bet you. He's so fast with that. So, anyways, these things are sweet.
It lights up, or is it reflective?
I think that's reflective.
Oh, it's just a grid. I get it.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think
they could
oh,
light
okay.
up.
It almost
Could
looked
light
like
up,
a
yeah.
reflector,
It's such
like,
a cool idea. I
Yeah.
love printing. I
Actually,
love
yeah.
printing stuff like this. I printed some rockets that I did some shorts on last week. I brought them home, and Tristan loves them. He's just like,
Yeah, just sleep with them now.
yeah. All right, what else we got here? We're almost ready. The open source 3D printed RC snowmobile V2 will be available soon. Check this out. There you go. You can make a mini snowmobile.
Already many.
It is already mini, but
So when are we gonna battle those?
yes, Sam, if you're watching,
Yeah,
Death Racers in the Snow.
that'd be good for the Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival.
There you go.
If it snows by then,
If it's still snowing.
yeah.
I know
Oh,
it's
it will be.
snowing
Oh, I'm
in-
Yeah,
sure
in
by
April.
November.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can always
So that's pretty awesome. Have you ever seen printed RC stuff?
Yeah. When I was watching videos of how to first print stuff.
We did Death Racers recently, which is a lot of fun, and I have a thing for making some airplanes. That's my next thing. I'm gonna print some airplanes. Actually, right behind me over here is a bunch of pieces, one of which might be broken in half because the little guy was here and he's like, "What's this?" I was like, "Well, there's that."
Not that
No, not anymore. All right, last but not least, graffiti. This is amazing. This is 1/10 by the Prey. I can't even talk. Prey collection on Patreon, and I gotta pop this open. Maybe there we go.
Shark.
Yes,
Oh, from Teenage Mutant. Oh, it glows. I like the glowing
it
slime.
glows. Yeah,
That's cool. That's a lot of
the
detail.
ooze.
Did it say that was resin or
Let's see. It doesn't say. It is resin print. Yep, it says hashtag.
cool.
So it is definitely awesome. The painting he does
Yeah,
is
I can
just
tell.
outstanding. Anyway, here's a little spinneroonie. Let's see. Hopefully we're muted. We are. Okay, good. I love this. So theoretically, this is a miniature too.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not life size.
That's probably close to 1/12 scale. Awesome. Well, that was our hot makes for the episode and some pretty fun stuff. It's always cool seeing stuff that you guys do. Don't forget to hit us up. Hashtag hot makes on the Twitters. We got to start just searching Instagram manually because there's a bunch of stuff out there. We just can't do it automatically. So I just need to get on that. She's been getting on me on Instagram lately. So I know we're close to the end here. One more time. Who are you? Where are you from? Where can we find your stuff?
I am Anna Wright, and I live in Los Angeles. I make miniature things, mostly in 1/12 scale. You can find me on my Instagram, which is little.house.lights, or on TikTok, Little House of Lights, all one word. And I also have an Etsy called A Little House of Lights, where I sell some of my miniature things.
Nice. And where can we find you?
Um,
That's not a place.
Don't put me on the spot.
Surprise.
I can't even think of the name of my thing now.
Little making.
Making
Making
my
my little house a home. Yeah, but underscores in between all the words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's in the description below. Mitch, where can we find you? In
I'm-
Wisconsin right now.
Yeah,
That's where he is.
I am here. Now I'm on Twitter and the Mitch22 on pretty much everything, or
Yes.
Mitch3D.
Yes. Reruns of BattleBots.
Yeah,
Yep.
and not this year. The coming up season, I think in January, we won't be in it, but our fellow Dallas people are going
Nice.
to be there, so
Well,
you'll see
dang.
them online. So.
I really want to see the backpack printer.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
I'm gonna pull it up
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, pull it up.
That's on the Twitter.
So
I don't understand. How does it stay level?
So it's a delta design. So because everything's rigid, it doesn't matter its orientation. It'll print regardless of orientation. Just
So it
because
will just print level to the bed.
yeah. So it's all relative to the bed, and it auto calibrates the bed just like an auto leveling, and so that
That's
keeps it,
amazing.
level square. I don't have anything recently, unfortunately.
I think
on
didn't
Twitter.
you post other people watching or
Yeah, I think Justin has something too. Because
we're almost there.
Justin Brecourt, he was. I kind of had him be my backpack person, and so, Yeah, unfortunately. So I've been actually live streaming recently, but that's something else. Yeah, so man, I haven't even had pictures of the backpack printer yet because if you go on my TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, here we go.
At the Halloween
Oh,
costume.
yeah.
I mean,
just show that. That's funny
yeah.
enough.
All right, hang on. This is. I mean,
So
you
my
get the
friend
idea.
made that, but
It's
but-
yeah.
but basically, yeah. So it's an Amazon backpack frame, but I actually made the steel frame that mounts it to the printer, and the printer is a Delta designed by Simi CNC, and I modified all the parts on it. So, but the biggest part is that it runs off of like lithium batteries, so I get about 2 hours of print time.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Don't you get hot wearing it?
Oh, I mean, it's about 35 pounds, but like if you're not running on it, I mean, it's not something I would want to run with. You can run with it. I've actually had Joel telling a 3D printing nerd. Last time he wore it, he was able to run with it as it was printing, and it doesn't skip a beat. It doesn't skip layers or anything.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
it might make an appearance someday, but I have other plans for my next.
Awesome. That's the backpack printer, and I know we're a little bit late, but I appreciate it, and thank you so much for being here. I know we got a full house with everybody. Lindsay, thank you for coming too, and Mitch, I know you're up here. He chatted me, and he's like, "I'm going to be in Wisconsin."
Yeah, they sent me here for work, and I was like, "Hey, I know somebody."
So, but yeah, hang out right there. We'll be right back with you, Anna, and everybody else. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Every Monday, vote though. Don't forget to vote if we may or may not move HotMakes for the next year, and we're not moving it to the weekend. But don't forget to vote. There's a link in the description, and there's a link being broadcast right now in the chats. Geary, anything else we have? Next week we're gonna have a fun stream, right?
Always.
Oh, it's always a
always
fun
do.
stream, but yeah. What was that?
I just said we always do.
we definitely always do. All right. Well, everybody else, thank you guys so much for being here. Anna, hang out. We'll be right back with you. Everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.